Sidney Powell, one of Trump's attorneys, now ex, has pled guilty to 6 counts uh, in the election fraud in Georgia. This is hilarious. She's also turning against him, is going to testify against him. It's like, wow, how many more people are going to turn against Trump and testify against him? He has nobody to really protect him because what did Trump do to everybody that claimed loyalty to Trump? Throw them under the bus and use them until he was done?
Breaking news in the Georgia election interference trial, and Rick, this is major.
It is. A lot of people not expecting this. Sidney Powell, who was an attorney for former President Donald Trump, has pleaded guilty and will now testify in court against the former president. This plea comes one day before jury selection in her trial was set to begin. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon joins us live from the Fulton County Courthouse with the very latest. Doug.
All right, well, good afternoon to you both. You know, as you mentioned, this caught a lot of people off guard. There was no forthcoming announcement that this was going to take place today. There was no correspondence with the press that some sort of plea deal had been reached. But we learned this morning while she was in court that Sidney Powell, a former Trump attorney, had pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanor counts of election interference. They were the counts that she was facing when this indictment came down at the end of the summer. And as you mentioned, she is a big player in this and now will testify against her former boss, former President Donald Trump. So as part of that deal, we learned Sidney Powell will spend 6 years on probation and will be on the hook for a $6,000 fine, as well as $2,700 in restitution to the state for these proceedings. She'll also have to write an apology letter to the state's voters. Now, that sentence certainly.
Wow, so she's basically just getting a slap on the wrist for trying to interfere with the elections when, wow. It's just crazy how some of these people can basically get off with nothing for doing something really severe when people who do something very minor get an extreme punishment. And it's like, how is this really a justice system?
Is far less than what Powell would have gotten if she had gone to trial and been found guilty on these counts. Powell is also accused of trying to help Trump and his other allies overturn the results of the 2020 election. Prosecutors say that she was behind a scheme to break into voting machines in Coffee County to obtain data that might have proven fraud. Now, as you also mentioned,
Now, if it was a poor person doing something like this, somebody not connected to Trump, I would probably get a whole lot more time and prison for this. And there's people who've done, lesser than this, maybe something like shoplifting, and get a lot more time in jail. It's just crazy how she's gotten such a light sentence.
she was set to be tried here starting tomorrow with jury selection with another former Trump attorney, Kenneth Chesebro. He has not accepted a plea deal, and so we expect his jury selection for what is now his solo trial to begin tomorrow as scheduled. We'll keep you updated if we learn anything, and we'll see you back here for our afternoon shows. But for now, we're live outside the courthouse in downtown Atlanta. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.